Okay, so welcome. I'm Padmadarshini. I'm recording this on, I think it's Tuesday, April the 7th, I think. And this is a special recording, a practice that's going to go onto the Dharma website. So really simple practice. You just need a blanket on the floor and another blanket for your head, and set your device up so that you can see me, and we will start this practice. So let yourself lie down however your body wants to, any position, and we will just start off with a few minutes just letting ourselves arrive and rest. So you're just letting your body find the floor. So you're going to let your hands rest somewhere on your body, maybe somewhere that will be soothing, reassuring. Could be heart, could be belly, could be someplace else. And bring your awareness to your breath here. Just feel yourself here. So we're going to just have some really simple floor-based movements. The intention to release tension, to support the calming of anxiety, calm our nervous systems. So I'm going to bring my knees into my chest. So obviously follow what I'm doing, and if there's something I'm suggesting that doesn't feel okay for your body, then absolutely miss it out. So I'm just gently rocking. Just very gently rocking from side to side, feeling the shifting weight as I roll to the left, to the right. I'm going to put my hands on my knees, so right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee, feet and knees pretty much together, and I'm drawing a circle. Doesn't need to be a big circle, just drawing a circle in the air with my knees. Just aware of shifting sensation on my back body. And then I'm going to change direction. And then I'm going to take my legs in the air. You might lose my feet here from the camera. And I'm just gently going to shake out my legs. So I'm really resting on the back of the pelvis, my back body, and shaking out my legs. I'm going to bring my arms in and keep gently shaking out my legs, and I'm adding in my arms. So this is gentle movement of the joints, the spaces between our bones, really great for hydrating our joints and releasing tension, releasing the build-up of stress hormones and chemicals that accumulate in our bodies at times of stress. Then I'm just going to let that go. And I'm going to bring my hands back onto my body, and I'm going to focus a little bit on deepening my breathing. And I've seen some advice actually on a little video from a doctor about if you do get the virus, of deepening your exhalation. So we can work a bit with that. So I'm going to breathe in, and the next breath out, I'm going to sigh out through my mouth. Then breathe in through my nose and sigh out through my mouth. And I'm going to add in a count to 5. So I'm going to see if I can breathe into the count of 5. And then breathe out through my mouth through the count of 5. Just repeating that, breathing in for the count of 5. And breathing out for the count of 5. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm actually going to keep going, but lengthen the exhalation by 1 count. So count out out to the count of 6. So in for 5 and out 6. In through your nose and out through your mouth. So if that is feeling okay, keep going a little bit longer. A few more rounds. And then let that go. And just let your breath be however it is, however it naturally wants to be. And then we're going to roll over and lie on our front. So I'm going to come to lie on my front. I've got my arms a little bit higher than my shoulders. If that is comfortable, it takes a little bit of weight off the head and neck. So if you're not comfortable lying on your front, you could put a cushion underneath your belly, and that might make you more comfortable. And then for a few rounds, let's pick up that breathing again. So you're going to breathe in for the count of 5. And breathe out for the count of 6 through the mouth, through your mouth. Your breathing will become fuller and deeper. As you breathe out to the count of 6, imagine you're breathing out the air from the base of your lungs. So the lungs empty a little bit more fully than they would in a normal breath. Then at the end of the next exhalation, just let that go, let the breathing be however it is. Of course, it will be a little different to be conditioned by those deeper breaths that we've taken. But we're stopping, we're letting go, trying to control the breathing in any way. So lying on the front is really good for the lungs because there's more lung tissue in the back of your body. So if anybody does get the virus, it's recommended to spend some time lying on your front. Worth knowing that, I think. So I'm going to bring in some movement here. We were doing this, those of you that joined the session last week, rocking your pelvis. Just let your pelvis rock from side to side, the whole structure of your pelvis. And you can kind of feel whether you want this to be really gentle or maybe you want to make it a bit more active, depending on how your energy is, what you need. Feel the physicality of your body, front body on the ground. When you're ready, you let that rocking go. And I'm going to take one lower leg up in the air. So I'm resting on the thigh and the knee, and I'm just going to circle this lower leg. And you'll feel some shifting of weight on the front of your pelvis. So really, let's bring our awareness, our attention, our sensitivity to feel the movement. So calming and grounding to have the anchor of sensation. At some point, you're going to change direction. As much as you can, resting the front body onto the ground. Again, I'm going to change direction. And again, changing direction. And then I'm going to release this leg along back onto the floor. I'm briefly going to tuck my toes under and lift the whole front leg clear all the way up to the hip. So let the whole front leg lengthen from your hip. And then lay it down, coming back onto the top of the foot. And pausing there, feeling your legness, the openness and the groin in the hip. Maybe this leg feels more awake, more present in your awareness. Mine certainly does. I'm going to move on to my second side, bring my leg up and circle. A slight shifting and rocking on my pelvis. Breath, just letting the breath flow in and out naturally. At some point, I'm going to reverse direction. And again, reverse direction. And again. And then you let this leg go, and as you release it down, tuck the toes under. Reach the heel away, so the whole front of the leg lifts off the floor, and you're lengthening out from the hip. And then let it release back down. Both legs falling out away from your hips. The whole front of your body, surface of your body on the ground. This is lying on our front. If it's comfortable, is really calming to our nervous systems. Okay, so I'm going to roll onto my back, so finding the easiest way to make a transition onto your back. So I'm going to continue some movement for my legs. You may want to give a little bit of support to your head so that you feel that your weight is on the centre of the back of your skull. Is a good way of testing whether you need something. So I'm gonna, I think those of you that did the session last week will have done this one. It's just really nice for the hip. I'm gonna start with my left leg. So start with, if you have a challenged side, one of your hips is a bit vulnerable, do the less vulnerable side. Always do the easier, more confident side first. So I'm going to let my leg fall out to the side, slide it straight, turn my toes inwards and slide it in. So I'm not Definitely not picking my foot up off the floor. It's all sliding. My pelvis is going to be rolling, rocking as I go. So I've got my left leg moving, weight shifts more to the left as I take the leg out, and then to the right as I circle it back in. Smooth. See if you can make it a smooth, fluid, like stirring cream. Next time my leg comes straight, I'm going to reverse the direction. So from a straight leg, it goes out to the side, over to across the centre line, out to the side. So as I take it to straight, I'm crossing it over the centre line. And that internally rotates the thigh. Next time the leg is straight, I'm going to leave it there, flex my ankle, in other words, pull my toes towards the knee, and reach this leg away, bring my other knee into my chest. I'm just going to be here, find my breath. This opens up the front of the hip, this space. If you've been sitting a lot on a computer, all that kind of thing, this part of our body can get quite closed in. I'm going to bring the other knee in. I'm briefly going to shake out my legs before I do the other side. I've lost my feet there. Okay. Then I'm going to bring my legs back down and switch sides. So my knee falls out to the side, my other leg, slide it away. Turn it inwards. So if you're with your more vulnerable side, just really take care. Yeah, you might not take the leg quite so far out. You could use your hand on the thigh to give a bit of support. So work with what is kind. Work with what your body needs here. Smooth, smooth, circular, fluid movements. Next time my leg is straight, I'm going to reverse the direction. Just enjoying the shifting sensation of weight on the back of my pelvis. And next time my leg is straight, I'm leaving it there, flexing my ankle and bring my opposite knee. I can hold the shin, I could hold the back of the thigh, so see what works for you. It doesn't have to be the shin. My focus is more on my straight leg, reaching away with the heel, pressing the thigh bone down. And here I'm just noticing my breath. Okay, then I'm going to slide in and just have a moment to do whatever your body wants to do. Just take a moment to do whatever your body wants. A little freedom of whatever. Okay, we're going to stay on our back. Actually, maybe we'll, and we're going to do a little bit of work with the centre of our body. So, if you need briefly to come off, you might roll a little bit to your side. Sometimes when I've been on the back quite a lot, I'll just have a little bit of a roll. So if that feels like it would be good, a little bit of rolling side to side. Then I'm going to settle back into my lying with my knees bent, and we're going to bring our awareness into our pelvis. So we've been working with our legs, our hips. We're going to come into the middle of our body. So imagine that you've got a clock on your pelvis. You'd have 12 o'clock at the pubic bone, 6 at your navel, 9 at your left hip, and 3 at your right hip. So if you were to lift your head, you'd see a clock face. So we're going to let our weight roll around this. So if you roll and put weight through the 12, and you'll feel there's weight on your tailbone. And then shift around to the 3. There's weight on the back of the pelvis on the right hand side, and then to your 6, to the 9. And then we're going to keep going. Your hands could stay on your belly, or you could bring them out to the side. And see if you can make a smooth movement around these clock digits. See if you can now add in the other digits. So next time you get to the 12, just register 12, 1, 2, 3, and so on. See if you can differentiate each one. Of course, you'll notice that as your pelvis moves, so the rest of the spine is slightly moving. Next time you get to the 12, see what it's like to go anti-clockwise. Your mouth relax, your eyes, it's fine to close your eyes. Feeling how the rest of the spine is participating in the movements. Okay, and next time you get to the 12, just pause. And let's go from the 12 to the 6. So I'm going to roll towards the 12, the tailbone, and then towards the 6 at the navel. And I'm alternating, breathing in, you roll the weight towards your tail, towards the 12. And breathing out, you roll the weight towards your navel, the 6. And notice how your back arches as you roll towards the 12, breathing in. And your back flattens as you roll towards the 6, breathing out. And you may be able to feel the movement come all the way up into your head, all the way through your spine, all the way to your head. There's gentle undulation with your breath of your spine. Okay. And then just letting that go, let your knees come into your chest and have a little rock. I'm going to shake out again. And then just have a little rest. We're going to come onto our back again, so you might just want to rest on your side. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to come into our shoulders. So I'm going to come onto my back and we may have done this, some of us, last week at some point. I'm going to take one arm up in the air. I'll do the arm nearest that you can see. And the action I'm going to do is, as I'm going to imagine like a puppet with threads on my fingers. If you can see my arm there. And I'm going to be pulled up and I'm going to drop down. So as if your puppeteer was pulling you up towards the sky, and then you just release down. So for me, I like to breathe in here as I'm drawn up, and breathe out as I let go. So a couple more times, 2 or 3 more times, I pulled up and I released down. Okay, and then same arm, I'm going to do the opposite action, and I'm going to press this shoulder down into the floor. So here, I'm pressing down and then releasing. I'm breathing out, breathing in as I release, breathing out. This is really great for releasing the tension in the muscles of our shoulder girdle. So press down and release. Okay, one more time. Give the arm a shake. And then I'm going to put the arm on the floor, about 45 degrees from my body. And I'm going to, as I breathe in, I'm going to press the back of the shoulder into the floor and roll my palm up. And then as I breathe out, I'm going to roll the shoulder forwards and turn the palm towards the floor. So I'm doing that again. I'm breathing in, pressing the back of the shoulder down, palm faces up. So you feel this whole shoulder area moving. And then rolling the shoulder forwards and palm down. So see if you can stay with that a few times. Breathing in as the palm rolls up. Moving from the shoulder. Of course, your head and your neck will be moving as well a little bit because they're so closely connected. Okay, I'm going to give that arm a shake. And before we do the other side, bring both arms about 45 degrees from your body and pause there for a moment and see, does that side that you've been working with sit on the floor a little differently, or how is it at the front, chest? Maybe that side feels a little bit more illuminated, awake. So I'm going to repeat on my other side, just take my arm up. So like a puppeteer, I'm reaching up, releasing down. I quite like the kind of, even giving it a bit of sound as I release. Just letting it drop. Okay, last one. And then I'm going to move to pressing the back of the shoulder down. And breathing out as I press down. Breathing in as I release. One more time. Give it a shake. And then bring this arm about 45 degrees. And same thing, as I breathe in, I'm rolling so the top of the shoulder presses into the floor, the whole arm turns so the palm rolls up. And as I breathe out, lifting the head of the shoulder, the arm rolls in. And what I'm actually going to do now is add the other arm. So I'm going to have both arms together. So as I breathe in, pressing the top of the shoulders, opening the palms up. And as I breathe out, lifting the head of the shoulders, palm turns down, palms turn down. So you're really engaging your chest, front and back. And you'll start to notice probably that your whole spine is joining the movement. So a few minutes ago, we started tilting our pelvis from our tail to our navel. And see if you can feel how these two movements from the shoulder girdle and the pelvis, how they want to go together. So as I roll towards the back, press through the back of my shoulders, weight goes down through my tail, the whole front body opens. And as I lift the head of the shoulders, roll my palms down, you really can feel your abdomen, back of your belly, back of your waist pressing into the floor. Feel free to sigh, give it your breath. If it feels good to deepen the breath, go ahead and deepen your breath. Okay, I'm going to let this go in a moment. Okay, let it go. Have a little shake out. You can roll onto your side, let your body shake, or if you need to just rest, to stop and rest and be still. But I'm just letting that go with whatever my body needs. So we're going to come onto our side and we're going to have a bit of a side lying action. I don't know if you can hear my neighbour's music. I'll ask you at the end. I'm sorry if you can, but it's quite loud. So I've got quite a long strip here for my head, and because my head is going to be rolling, yeah, I'm going to face towards you, and I'm what I call side lying chair, so my knees are in line with my hips and my feet are in line with my knees, so it's a right angle. And I want to have the height of the blanket high enough so that underneath and top side of my neck feel even. I'll just show you what it will look like if I'm without head support. You can see there I'm really kind of overstretched here and compressed on the underneath side, so it's definitely worth having some support there, and especially pay attention to that if you have some neck vulnerability. Okay, so some of you might have done this with me before. It's a really lovely sequence. We'll do 3 movements, yeah? So the first movement, I'm just going to slide this top arm without bending the elbow forwards and then back. I'm touching fingertips to wrist in each direction. And I find it helps to tell myself that I'm moving from this shoulder. I'm moving from the shoulder and shoulder blade. That's where I'm initiating. Massaging your shoulder. So it's definitely, you can think of it as a form of self-massage. And I'm rocking my head. My head is rolling through my skull, my upper spine. On the phase where you slide the hand forwards, you might turn your forehead and just let your forehead press a little bit into the blanket. Sometimes actually pressing can feel really good on the brain. So feel free to stop to make this a smaller movement. I'm going to just take it into what I call an arch movement with my hand to my armpit and my elbow reaching and then sliding back. So this is a bit like an archer preparing the bow, pulling the arrow back. You can give a little bit of reach through the armpit, through the elbow. So this might be as far as you want to go. That would be fine. The next time I'm going to take it a bit further. So stay at any point. The next variation is I'm going to slide all the way along my arm, across the top of my chest and into the floor. And I'm letting my top leg lift so that my moving arm all the way from the shoulders to the hand comes to the floor. Just sliding forwards, up, hands length. Stroke the top of your lungs all the way into the floor. Peel your fingers away, bend your wrist, your elbow, pick up your elbow. So really attending to each bit of the body, being pulled into the floor. And peeling away. Keep going a few more times, find your own pace. You might want to slow it down. You might want to stay there in the twist. So we're going to let go of this first side in a moment. When you're ready to let that side go, just pause, rest, find your breath. And then find the easiest way to transition onto your other side. So finding this right angle, the knees and the lower legs. So I want to feel like my torso is long. So I'm not curled, my spine isn't curled in a fetal position. A sense of the front body, back body, equal in length. So before you begin the movement, weight of head and pelvis, find your breath. When you're ready, you start to slide hands length forwards and back. It can be really nice to close your eyes, feel the roundness of your skull, physicality of our heads. When you're ready, you can go to the archer variation. Drawing the bow back, ready to fire an arrow. And if you have got a challenge or an injury to the shoulder, sometimes just staying with a simpler form of the movement is kinder and more appropriate. And enough. If it feels appropriate, you take it into the fuller movement or not. Find a pace, a rhythm that just feels really, really what you need. Maybe staying in the twist for a while. So when I'm in the twist, I really like to feel my arms, the backs of my arms yielding to the ground. And the back of your heart, back of your arms. Just the last little while on this second side. And next time your hands come together, pausing. So we're going to lie and rest for the next little while as our final thing. So you might just see if there's any other movements that your body asks for. So we've had a little focus into our shoulders, our hips and our spine, and really good to just bring attention to these joints and to these movements. Is there anywhere else, anything else that is needed? And there may be or there may not be, and then you're going to set yourself up to rest. It could be on your back, could be on your front, could be on your side, something that will be comfortable. It is good to bear in mind that for many people, having something under the legs, so I've got a bolster, it could be a rolled blanket, could be a couple of cushions, put a blanket over you if you need it. So set yourself up so you can be comfortable and warm. And I'm going to offer in a couple of just little breathing, energetic breathing explorations that I find really helpful. And you can just try them lightly and gently and see whether they feel interesting to you. So once you've laid down, sense whatever surface of your body is on the ground. Imagine the skin is softening, spreading, layers of skin, and then the tissue under the skin, the layer of fat that insulates you. Imagine that is spreading, softening, widening. So your body is just really softening, settling into the support under you. Whatever part of your head is on the ground, how your shoulder girdle, shoulders meet the ground. Whether you've got your arms out to the side or your hands on your body. Whatever part of your pelvis and legs. So this is just a little breathing thing that I've been working with that I find it really helpful, and I don't do it lying down, and it also works sitting. And I'll just offer it in, and we can do a few minutes. So I imagine that I'm breathing in through my feet. So you could try this. So you bring your awareness into your feet, and you imagine that you're drawing the air in. You're breathing in through the soles of your feet, and you're breathing up your legs, through your hips and into your belly. And then you just rest in your belly as you breathe out. Rest in your belly as you breathe in. And then you flow down from your belly, down your legs and out through the soles of your feet as you breathe out. So I'll just say it again and just try it really gently. So the next time you breathe in through the soles of your feet, flow up your legs into your belly. Let your belly relax as you breathe in. Sorry, breathe out. Feel your belly as you breathe in. And then your flow awareness flows down your legs out through your feet as you breathe out. So if that catches you, interests you, just stay with that for a minute or so. Keep it really gentle, not straining the breath in any way whatsoever. And then when you're ready, let it go. Just let that, if you're still with it, just let that fall away. Let your awareness very gently rest in your belly, in your center. Feel yourself there. Breath, emotion, weight. The weight and fullness of your abdominal organs. And we can do a similar thing with our hands to our hearts. So we could just be with that as well. So I'll describe it. So you just bring your awareness to your hands wherever they are. And as you breathe in through your fingers, flow up your arms into your heart. And as you breathe out, you rest in your heart. As you breathe in, same thing, just rest, be there in the heart space. And then as you breathe out, your awareness flows, breath flows out through the arms, out through your fingers. So I'll just say it again. And if it doesn't resonate, just leave it. And if it does, play with it lightly. Breathing in through my fingers, flow up through my arms to my heart space. I rest there as I breathe out. Just feeling the heart space as I breathe in. And then flowing out from the heart, down my arms, out through my hands and fingers as I breathe out. So you can just explore that just for a little while if it resonates. So just the lightest touch with this, very, very gentle. Not straining the breathing in any way whatsoever. And then when you're ready, you let this go. Just let it go. Rest your awareness in your heart. You might even bring one hand to your heart, one hand on your belly. Feeling both these centers. And just very gently from your breathing body, the sense of opening to the world around us, around you and around all of us. From your breathing body, your breathing cells, the sense of connecting with the world that we all belong to. In some way, finding a way to just share, in a way, share and offer the benefit of this time spent practicing for the benefit of all. All the people that are working really hard right now and do not probably have time or space to stop and practice like this. All the people whose lungs are struggling to breathe. And all that we hold in our hearts. And if there's people that you know that are ill, just to really hold them in your breathing body, your awareness. And just letting ourselves know that we're going to bring the practice to an end in a moment. So you can stay there or you can come up in your own time.